Have you ever wondered how a single moment could change the world? Today we explore one of history's most chilling questions. What if Hitler and the Third Reich had won World War II? This isn't a tale of fantasy, but a sober look at a world that thankfully never was. World War II shaped our modern world, but what if the key battles had gone the other way? Imagine a German victory. The Soviet Union falls, Britain surrenders, and the map of the world is redrawn. The consequences would ripple across continents and generations. The swastika flies over Paris, Warsaw, and maybe even Moscow. The war in Europe ends, but peace never arrives. Instead, a brutal new order descends on the continent. The world holds its breath, uncertain and afraid of what comes next. In this alternate 1945, the Third Reich consolidates its power. The Allied victory that shaped our world never happens. Instead, a shadow falls over Europe, and the future is filled with fear. The Nazi vision of a 1,000-year Reich becomes reality. The lives of billions are forever changed. This is the world we're about to enter, a world shaped by terror, not liberation. Let's step into this alternate timeline, not to glorify it, but to understand what was at stake. The lessons of this dark path remind us why history matters. As we journey back, remember, the world we know was never guaranteed. The choices of the past echo into our present, and the cost of freedom is never small. In this reality, Europe is no longer a patchwork of nations, it's the greater Germanic Reich. Germany's borders stretch from France to the Urals. Countries like Poland and Austria are erased. France and the Netherlands exist only as puppet states, their leaders answering to Berlin. The Gestapo's reach is absolute. Fear and suspicion rule daily life. Resistance is crushed with public executions, and freedom of speech is a memory. The Nazi plan for racial purity, Generalplan Ost, is unleashed. Millions of Slavs are enslaved, expelled, or exterminated to make way for German settlers. Cities are renamed, cultures erased, and history rewritten. For Jews and other targeted groups, the Holocaust continues expanded, unopposed, and industrialized. Concentration camps operate openly. There are no liberators, no hope of rescue. Europe becomes a continent of silence and suffering. The Nazi vision is realized, a continent unified by terror, not cooperation. German colonists are promised new lives served by a population of forced laborers. The arts, languages, and traditions of conquered peoples are systematically destroyed. The world watches, powerless, as the Reich's brutality becomes the new normal. The dream of a united Europe is twisted into a nightmare. The Nazi regime's grip is total, and dissent is met with death. The continent's diversity is replaced by enforced conformity. The Holocaust, unchecked, becomes the defining horror of this new order. Europe's soul is lost to fear, oppression, and unimaginable suffering. This is the world under the shadow of a victorious Third Reich. Inside the Reich, life for racially pure Germans is orderly and prosperous on the surface. The state provides jobs, goods, and security, all built on the backs of enslaved peoples. Children are indoctrinated from birth. Boys join the Hitler Youth, girls the League of German Maidens. Education is obedience, not inquiry. Propaganda fills every radio and newspaper. Art is censored, creativity stifled, and dissent is dangerous. Neighbors spy on neighbors, children report parents for disloyalty. The Nazi Party controls every aspect of life, work, family, even thought. Individual freedom is gone, replaced by rigid conformity. The privileged live in fear of making a wrong move. A careless word or forgotten salute can mean arrest or worse. The system demands total loyalty, punishing even the slightest wavering. Prosperity is hollow, built on terror and exploitation. The arts are stripped of meaning, serving only to glorify the regime. Daily life is predictable but soulless, a fragile existence under constant surveillance. Even the privileged are never truly safe. The cost of comfort is the loss of humanity and freedom. The Reich's order is absolute, but it is a world without color or hope. Creativity, dissent, and individuality are crimes. The German people are prisoners of their own victory. The price of the Reich's power is a society built on fear. This is the reality behind the facade of Nazi prosperity. Across the Channel, Britain stands defeated. The Luftwaffe wins the skies. German troops occupy London. The royal family flees to Canada. The government follows, leaving a puppet regime led by British collaborators. The Union Jack flies beside the swastika. British life is unrecognizable. German soldiers patrol the streets. Curfews are strict. Resources are shipped to Germany. Resistance is crushed. Humor and defiance survive only in whispers. The British Empire collapses, its colonies seized by Germany and Japan. Britain is reduced to a powerless, impoverished island. Its navy is gone, its factories serve the Reich. The government in exile broadcasts hope from Canada, but liberation feels distant. Secret radio broadcasts are a lifeline, but the dream of freedom is fading. The British people endure daily humiliation under foreign rule. With Europe conquered and America neutral, hope is scarce. Britain's proud history is overshadowed by occupation and loss. In this world, the United States remains isolated and uneasy. Pearl Harbor never happens, America never enters the war. The nation watches as Europe and Britain fall, then faces a hostile new world order. The Atlantic becomes a front line. German U-boats threaten American shores. America becomes a fortress, pouring resources into defense. Civil liberties are restricted, paranoia about Nazi spies grows. Fascist movements gain traction, dividing society. The post-war economic boom never comes. Instead, America faces prolonged strain. The American dream feels fragile, overshadowed by fear. The country is powerful, but cornered. Democracy surrounded by tyranny. News is dominated by the Reich's power. Optimism fades. The threat of war with Germany is constant. America's values are tested as it struggles to hold out. The world is hostile, and the future uncertain. The Third Reich's victory redraws the world map. Three superpowers emerge: the Germanic Reich, the Japanese Empire, and the United States. Europe, Russia, Africa, and the Middle East fall under German control. Japan dominates East Asia and the Pacific, ruling with brutality. The so-called co-prosperity sphere is a colonial empire, not a partnership. The Axis alliance is unstable. Germany and Japan eye each other as future enemies. The world lives under the threat of a new, even more devastating war. In Africa and the Middle East, German rule means exploitation and forced labor. The dream of independence is crushed. Most of the world lives in bondage. Cultures are suppressed, resources plundered. The majority of humanity is denied freedom and self-determination. The world is carved up by empires, hope extinguished. This is the global legacy of a Nazi victory. Technology in the Reich serves only the state and military. Rocketry advances. V-2S become intercontinental missiles, threatening America. The space race is about domination, not discovery. Nazi Germany, with vast resources and enslaved scientists, likely develops the atomic bomb first. Nuclear blackmail replaces deterrence. Hitler wields the ultimate weapon. Civilian technology stagnates. No internet, no modern medicine, no personal computers. Innovation dies in a culture of control and fear. Television is pure propaganda. Cars are luxuries for the elite. Medical science is twisted. Eugenics and horrific experiments continue unchecked. Ethics are abandoned. Research serves only the master race. Technology becomes a tool of oppression, not progress. The marvels of science are used for monstrous ends. The world's potential is sacrificed to the Reich's vision. Culture under the Reich is a wasteland. Art, music, and literature exist only to glorify the state. Modern and degenerate works are destroyed. Only Nazi-approved art survives. Music is limited to patriotic marches and German classics. Jazz and innovation are banned. Literature is propaganda. Books that question or inspire are burned. The free exchange of ideas is extinguished. Society is a rigid racial hierarchy. Nazi elite, Aryan citizens, subjugated Western Europeans, and enslaved Slavs. Diversity and compassion are outlawed. Propaganda enforces conformity. Law enforces division. The rich tapestry of human culture is replaced by monotony and fear. Creativity and dissent are crimes. The world loses its beauty, its soul, and its humanity. This is the cultural cost of Nazi rule. As we leave this dark alternate world, we remember the Third Reich was defeated. Freedom and democracy survived, but only through immense sacrifice. Exploring what might have been reminds us what was at stake. The freedoms we enjoy were hard-won and are never guaranteed. History teaches us the dangers of unchecked power and intolerance. The rise of the Reich was gradual, fueled by fear, anger, and apathy. By studying the past, we learn to recognize warning signs in our own time. We must stand against hatred and division before they take root. History is not just about the past, it's about the choices we make now. The world where Hitler won is a warning of our capacity for cruelty, but our real history is proof of courage, sacrifice, and the love of freedom. The future is unwritten, our choices shape tomorrow. Let's learn from history's echoes, so the darkest paths are never walked again. Thank you for joining us on this journey.